where that a location would be down to just one check-in device. And so that would mean that our lines would just, depending on the location, the lines could be extenuating. We have places, Castle Heights voted 78 in the primary, but the Brazos Center voted 1,300 on election day. And if they were to lose their poll pad and have to be down to one poll pad, that would severely cause us lots of problems. We would be open way past 7 just for those that were still in line, and then those people would end up either probably going home or going somewhere else. We're required by law to post the 4 closest locations to a place, but just in experience, even just at our office, we'll have someone walk the line and say, not just post it, but to tell people when we get a long line. We have these other places that are close, and lots of times they will not leave. And that's the same way with the MSC. Those students will stand in line for 2 hours as opposed to going to the Lincoln Center or the College Station City Hall, which is right across the street. So once a voter is in line, they are creatures of habit. They go to the same place every time. Another thing, when you talk about consistency, Arena Hall has been our consistent. Arena Hall has been a polling place since way before me, way before we went to vote centers. I mean, when we were still precinct based. So I think it would be a detriment to really move it. They voted over 1,000 people during early voting, and that place is really convenient for a lot of the elderly because they can pull right up to the door. They don't have to park away, so they can pull right up to the door. If they have to have curbside, they can even just honk, and the people inside can hear and will come out and vote them curbside. So moving Arena Hall to me would be a detriment. Also, it was mentioned to move from Zion to Curtin Community Center. I know that in the past, Curtin Community Center was not used originally because it was not ADA compliant. Unless there's been some changes out there, then it would not be ADA compliant. Their parking lot is gravel. We have to have at least a certain amount of payment for those that are in wheelchairs and walkers. That's required by ADA for our vote centers. So.
Isn't Arena Hall gravel?
It is, but we do have 2 handicap parkings that's paved up to the door.
Okay.
So.
I move the question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The question is on which amendment?
We're going to start with the Second Amendment,
So
which is the times. And then we do the First Amendment and then the motion.
okay. So let me just ask before we actually take a vote, Trudy, on times. I mean, is the 7 to 7 the first week? I mean, if that's what
Crystal
happened.
has spoken with the workers, so I would just assume her
Okay.
answer that.
All right.
So I have talked to our workers that we normally use for their 5 locations. A lot of them are okay with the 7 to 7, but they are wanting a pay raise. And a lot of them do not want to wait a month to get paid. So that's their answers to me. They're willing to do the work, but $12 an hour is not going to work for them for 2 weeks. And so that's a 14-hour day. That's 14 hours. They can say 12, it's 14 hours. Hour to set up, an hour to break down every day. So, I mean, as of right now, they're okay with it because I do have a good relationship with my workers. The ones that normally work the 5 locations. But if things change, they may not be there. You're losing workers, judges that have been there for years. And it does take up to a month and a half for them to get paid almost every election. That's every election. So that's not going to work with them. And they take time from their families and in jobs as well. So I don't know how to.
Why does it take 30 days to get them paid?
I have no idea because I put their time in. I have not been trained to do time. However, I was told from HR and the auditor's office and treasurer's office that I have to do the time. So I do the time because I was under the impression that was going to make it a little faster for them. But no. The next day I work payroll, I get all 300 and something. Well, actually, I'm sorry, all 100 and 30-something early vote in the day after the election, and then I work all election day workers, that's 300 and something within that week, and they take that long to get paid.
Commissioners, I know that Crystal and Trudy have made improvements, but I can tell you from my experience as a worker, I never got paid. I never received a check nor an explanation for it. Now, this was like 20 years ago, and I'm not asking to be paid. But if she's paying them even 30 days, that's a great improvement. So whatever we can do to help you, we
I
can
wouldn't
explore.
know
We can
because
explore.
I do my part
I think
within that week.
I think our personnel department might be able to help you, but we'll have to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not committing anyone to more work, but
I'm
there's
just-
no
mhm,
reason that we can't do a better job.
I agree with you 100%. So, like I said again, the workers that I have spoke to.
I think we got past the point
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
and thank you.
So this will be a vote on the amendment
Time.
that would
Make it 7 to
make
7.
first week 7 to 7.
That's
Yes.
correct.
And I neglected to ask the city secretary whether I asked the city secretary for the city of Bryan, but Tanya, I didn't ask you whether the city had talks relative to new polling locations. I know you spoke about that, and they were not in favor of the cost, but what about extending hours during the first week of early voting? Was
I
that
haven't-
discussed?
That was not discussed. I have not got to meet with the council on that yet.
And now the request of maybe more per hour, which we may have to address in some future. I mean, that would be my hope is that
Yeah,
if
we're
we
not
could.
gonna be able to solve everything
Right.
Yeah,
today, but
that's
we do
that's a
need to
different
make
issue,
some.
a budget
Right.
issue.
We need-
No, I just wanted to
Yeah.
get the same input from the city of College Station that I got from the city of Bryan.
And I
I
appreciate
call the
that.
question.
Okay, so the amendment is to, the first week to have 7 to 7 hours. All in favor say, or let's raise your right hand. All
Yeah, I'd rather,
Opposed, and there's none. Okay, the second amendment was to change, or to add 4 polling locations. One at Curtin, one at MSC, one at Castle Heights, and one at Welborn. And we already know there's problems with, I believe, Castle Heights. You never got a response
she didn't
back.
get
At
an
Curtin,
answer.
there were
She
some
said.
issues out there. So, all in favor?
Judge, if the court would allow me, I'd like to pull that amendment. I would like to make an amendment, but I'd like to first say that amendment is really off the table. That decision has been made. So if my second would approve, then I'd like to,
So approved. So
Okay.
okay. The amendment that I'd like to propose would be that we would change the voting location in precinct 2 from Marino Hall to Curtin.
Okay. So we have an amendment then to change the location of Precinct 2, Commissioner Precinct 2, voting location from Marina Hall to Curtin.
Yes.
Where? Curtin? Where? Community?
Zion Church in Curtin. It's not
Not
available.
available.
Okay. I'd like to make the motion then that we move it to the Curtin Community Center in Curtin.
It's not ADA compliant.
I've got a former mayor here, and I would ask, you have your the city of Curtin has their monthly meetings in that location. It's obviously been modified so that it is ADA compliant. Okay.
Okay, I think Constable Lampo is shaking his head, so it's not ADA. It's not ADA.
okay.
And I'm to understand that the church is not available. They tell you they're not available.
No, sir, not for early voting, not for the 2 weeks. I don't know if you're aware, they're under new leadership now.
I am aware.
Okay.
Very aware.
And I have been, talked to them at length. And I did receive a text from him this morning when I followed up to ask him if they were, they have 2 school groups that meet there during the week, and so they said it just was not feasible for them to be able to move those locations.
Judge, I don't have a second for that amendment. I'm willing
Okay.
to pull that amendment.
Okay.
Okay, so now we go to the original.
The original would be to approve
The early-
The 5.
the
The 5
proposed.
early vote sites.
Okay. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed?
Well, this is the locations, and I know we've had a lot of concern expressed, and I'll defer to Commissioner Precinct 3 about MSC early voting and student vote and the city hall. And I don't think there's a resolution there. You go one or the other. We're currently voting on city hall, but my comment would be is I would like to see the student body on behalf of the student senate or voter advocacy groups, organizations on campus visit with transportation services and to facilitate transportation from the MSC during voting days to the city hall and back as a convenience to offer there. And I just offer that as a suggestion to those people who have raised those concerns.
Commissioner,
Go.
it has been stated several times that because we have 5 other partners, any changes at this time would not be productive or...
I'm not suggesting
Yeah,
a change.
I think he's just suggesting that
I'm not
maybe someone
suggesting a
talk
change.
to
I'm
the transportation
suggesting
group to see if they
an
can.
effort on behalf
a-
of the entities
I'll be
who have
happy to
come
talk
here
to Peter
and
Lynn.
Okay.
express
Yes.
that. I just want to get
Okay.
it public that
So-
that may be an alternative
Well,
how
for
was
the
your vote?
concerns
I
that
didn't
were
see
addressed.
But
your
I voted
today-
for it.
Okay, so we got
Today
4
we're
to 1
voting-
to, we got 4 to 1 for, and you're, I don't remember whether we called for a negative, but did you
I
vote?
vote against.
Okay, 4 to 1. The motion passes.
All right, thank you. Do we need to restate what we've done, Judge?
Uh,
We all got what we
No, I
did.
think we're fine. This
We're
is,
good.
You good?
yeah.
Thank you.
Number 4 is request from Constable Precinct 3 for grant application approval.
Move approval.
Second that?
Motion made and seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 5 is approval to accept a 2-year grant for $1,859,900 from Texas Indigent Defense Commission for Public Defender Office.
Move approval?
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 6 is request from Rest Management for approval acceptance of $200 Walmart gift card from Wilton's to be used for food purchases from the Health and Safety Expo on June 23rd, 22, Brazos County for the cities of Bryan, College Station.
Move approval?
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 7 is approval of amended resolution establishing the structure of salary grievance committee.
Move approval.
Second?
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 8, selection of the public members and alternates to serve for Brazos County Salary Grievance Committee for calendar year 2022 pursuant to Section 152.015 of the Texas Local Government Code, and I guess we need to draw for those, and we'll get an order of Charles Jones.
Jones.
Jones. Leslie Smith. David Breeding. Jill Ross. Matthew Mark. Elizabeth Durmeyer. David Tretton. Kelly Kyle. Michael Krentz.
Last name?
Krenz. Beverly Brown. Do we know how many? Anthony Schneider. Alejandro Medina. Michael Guy. Stephanie Lofter-Ritchie. Yolanda Hunter. Was there a number we were going to be pulling, or were we just going to keep pulling until we got through the whole list?
Judge, yeah, we had a very low acceptance rate, so with your permission, we're just gonna finish the list. That
Okay,
way
all right, that'll
we go
work.
through all of them, we'll go through all of them.
Tommy Garcia. Adam Zaragoza. Sherry Sutton. Rodney Wellman. Jamie Hardy. Christina Pepper. Vincent Kelly. Renee Benson. Joan Davis. Howard Tomlinson. Matthew Irwin. Elizabeth Hurley. James Dozier. Eve Peacock. Howard Mitchell. Jill Myers. Amanda Ruiz. Heather Bukowski. Robert Costello. Daniel Quilley. Daryl Crane. Carlos Borgren. Richard Avery. John Nichols. Christina Bishop. Elizabeth Osborne. Stephen Lovett. Gustavo Roman.
Is there anyone left?
There's there's a few more, not many. Teresta Fernando. Sean Jerica. Jerica.
Jay.
Linda Smith. Jason Plattenberger. Alfredo Arellano. Is that it? And Kara Clement.
Judge, I move that we try and get 9 individuals from that list.
And I second it.
And 4 alternatives? 4
I
alternates?
think there was 4 alternates.
Yes, ma'am.
9 in the committee and 4 alternates. Hopefully, we can get those number of people from those selected. So I move approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve that selection after contacting them to see if they will serve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 9 is approval of the following appointments of Homeland Security Advisory Committee to the unexpired term, March 31st, 2023.
Move
Judge, I
approval A
approve.
and B.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 10 is approval of amended order regulating fees for non-consent tows in the unincorporated area of Brazos County.
Move approval.
Did I hear a second?
Second.
Motion made and
Comment?
seconded. Okay.
Just wanted to thank our staff. I think they've done a really good job on this. Basically, this does not change the price for non-consent tows right now, but instead requires that we do a survey
Yeah.
before we change. So I think the staff's done a great job of addressing our concerns on that.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 11 is request from Risk Management for the approval of liability renewal questionnaire and schedule for Texas Association of Counties, which includes the following.
Move
Aye.
approval A through E.
Second.
Motion made, seconded to approve A through E. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 12 is approval of the following items to be included in Brazos County proposed FY 2022-23 budget, the FY 2023 merit distribution policy.
Approve A.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 13 is request approval for the wire transfer of $3,596,581.82 from the Brazos County Local Provider Participation Fund for DSRIP DY 10 Round 3 for qualifying hospitals.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? None motion carries. Number 14 is approval of issue a County Diners Club card for Sheriff's Office Jail employee Abigail Bellingira with the limit of $10,000 to be used for training and hotel reservations for staff.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 15 is approval of amendment number 2 to contract 22-082, various aggregates, coal mix, and other road materials with statewide materials transport to extend the fuel surcharge due to the fuel price fluctuations.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 16 is award bid 22-130 temporary employment services. Recommended award is Express Employment Professionals.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 17 is approval of contract 22-148 for residential services with Gulf Coast Trade Center.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 18 is approval of contract 22-149 residential services with Gulf Coast Trade Center.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 19 is approval of the following committee for evaluation proposals, RFP CIP 22-515 courthouse security enhancement.
Move approval A through F.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve A through F. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 20 is permission to advertise RFP CIP 22-515 courthouse security enhancement.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 21 is approval of change order number 1 with contract CIP 22-615 JP Constable Precinct 1 building site work for additional 10 days due to unforeseen conditions.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 22 is award of RFP CIP 22-640 Brazos County scour repair. Recommended award is Fuquay Construction.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 23 is award RFP CIP 22-643 Jack Manning Road Bridge Replacement. Recommended award is Fuquay Construction.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 24 is consider and take action on Brazos Wi-Fi utility permit to conduct a 4 60-foot road bores and lay 6,160 feet of fiber optic cable for internet services along in Wilcox Lane, sites located in Precinct 2.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 25 is consider and take action on FWP Holdings LLC utility permit to install a temporary 12-inch polyurethane water line within and along the right-of-way of Jack Creek Road, a distance of 8,800 feet. Project will provide water to oil well sites located in Precinct 2.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 26, consider to take action on Wixon Creek Special Utility District utility permit to construct a road bore for a 1-inch water line crossing under Shirley Road, 1,600 feet north of Grassburg Road, sites located in Precinct 2.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 27 is consider and take action on Wixon Creek Special Utility District utility permit to construct a road bore for a 1-inch water line crossing under Riley Road, 3,250 feet north of Grassburg Road, sites located in Precinct 2.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 28 is consider and take action on Bryan, Texas utility permit to install an underground electrical crossing under Cotrone Dix Lane, 2,345 feet southwest of FM 50, sites located in Precinct 4.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 29 is approval of final plat for Mirza subdivision, Block 1, Lot 1, right-of-way dedication being 5,293 acres out of Alexander de Garza Survey A-18, Brazos County, Texas, sites located in Precinct 4.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded.
That was, I think you read that as 5,000.
Did I say? Oh, you're right.
Oh,
5
yeah.
point.
I think we can get by with a little less land than that.
You know, when I said that, I thought, boy, that's a big subdivision. I wonder where that's at. Okay, 5.293.
There we
Thank you,
go.
thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioner.
Difference between a comma and a
And
period.
I simply heard 5 point.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 30 is tax refund application for the following.
Move approval A and B.
Second.
Motion made, seconded to approve A and B. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 31 is Commissioners' minutes for the following dates.
I move approval of all the minutes in June 7th, regular and 2 workshops, June 14th, regular and workshop, June 21st, regular and workshop, and June 28th, regular and workshop.
Second.
Motion made, seconded to approve those minutes. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 32 is budget amendments. Budget amendments FY 21/22, 38.1 through 38.11.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 33 is personnel change status.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 34 is payment of claims. Claims to be paid by Brazos County, claim number 8116080 through claim number 8116242 and claim number 9005241 through claim number 9005301.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. We'll skip down to number 37 is acknowledgement of 2021-22 budget actuals by funds as of June 29th, 2022. Number 38 is juvenile director's report on detention population.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. We presently have 48 juveniles in detention, 38 males, 10 females, and we have 35 juveniles on electronic monitor. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
The number is going up.
Yeah.
39 Sheriff's report on inmate population. Sure.
Good morning. 649 in custody this morning, 543 men, 106 women, 55 on electronic monitoring, and 16 pending.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Number 40 is announcement of interest items and possible future agenda topics.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I was out at the Precinct 1 groundbreaking this morning.
You're taking my, go ahead.
Well, and I wanted to congratulate Commissioner Aldridge on that accomplishment.
Oh.
Ditto. Ditto.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and I wanted to particularly thank, it was a warm morning in Precinct 1, but we were able to get concluded before it got too warm. But I wanted to congratulate and thank our Precinct 1 Constable Jeff Reeves and our Justice of the Peace in Precinct 1, Kenny Elliott, and their staffs for attendance there. Commissioner Barry, thank you for being there as well. Also wanted to thank Barbara Smith, and also wanted to recognize our road and bridge staff who were there this morning and for their work in this effort, and our purchasing staff who were there this morning for their effort as far as that goes. It was a good day. We're finally going to have Precinct 1 having a comparable facility to the other JP and Constable facilities in Brazos County for the first time that I'm aware of, and I'm very, very appreciative of the Commissioner's Court for that, as well as the people who were involved in making that happen. So thank you.
Okay. Any other announcement? Interest item or possible future agenda topic? Hearing none, 41 is called for citizens' input and or concerns.
Just wanted to touch base on the training of these young people. If in the future for being poll workers, if there was, possibility that y'all can look into getting some type of training program so we can educate the younger voters. Thank you.
Okay.
And that's organized already. We have formal trainings organized for workers, so.
We don't need to have dialogue in this particular one. Thank you. Any other call for citizen input and or concerns? Hearing none, we will move back up and convene an executive session for the following: Texas Government Code 551.0725 to deliberate business financial issues related to 2 different contracts being negotiated. And this one, I think we need to have a vote on.
That is correct, Judge. I've already tendered an opinion finding that it would be detrimental to the county's position if the court were to deliberate these in open court. I'd ask the court take a vote and find that in order to take the subject up in executive session.
I offer a motion.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. And it's unanimous. It passes. And then after that, we will go into Texas Government Code 551.074 to discuss the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, or duties of Expo General Manager, and then C, Texas Government Code 551.074 to discuss the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, and/or dismissal of Expo personnel. And for the first one, we'll need, of course, attorneys and commissioners, and Cheryl, you're going to be in Aubrey, and then I think Kim was going to need to be in for this one.
The auditor and purchasing.
Okay, auditor and purchasing. And the time is 11:32.
No.
Ready? Okay, we're coming out of executive session. It's 12:43, and I think we do have one action to be taken.
Judge, I'd like to move that we spend up to $150,000 of ARPA funds for a design and analysis of the former Bryan School District building.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded to spend up to $150,000 of ARP funds on the old BISD building. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries.
Okay.
Next item is to adjourn.
Wait, we need signatures.